Hi everyone, and happy Monday. How are you? I am coming to you today from Sugarloaf Mountain. I'm just kind of perched here on the side of the mountain, and behind me is Wilson Mountain. So that's sort of like uptown Sedona, and technically Wilson is the highest peak in Sedona, believe it or not. So just kind of overlooking Wilson Mountain. I have like my backpack on this rock and another rock holding my backpack down. But anyway, you can only see part of Wilson. So this is where I hiked up to today. It's a pretty easy hike, but it's really beautiful. And I went out onto the other side of Sugarloaf and sat in the sun and did some singing and some meditation, and just got some of the beautiful energy of Solaris and the sun. So it felt really good. And I wanted to mention like sort of what I was experiencing today, and then I wanted to pull some tarot cards. And I have the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck today, so I'm really excited to use this card out here. So every time I go out onto the trail, like I walk up from my house, or even if I drive up, whatever, the moment that I hit, the trail where I'm going to start my hike, I always give a blessing and say a prayer and thank Spirit for being with me and all of that. And I immediately started crying. I mean, I'm joyful and I'm blissful and all of this beautiful stuff, but this just big well of emotions came over me, and I was in tears. And I'm like this crazy person who's laughing, crying, running, jumping, hopping, skipping, crying. Like, I mean, it's kind of crazy. But it's not. And I kind of wanted to see if anyone else was feeling that today, this new moon in Aries. What I was thinking, if any of you follow the astrology closely, I believe that the moon may have been void of course at that time. So I'm not sure if it was just moving into Aries or if it was moving from Aries to Taurus, because I'm feeling a lot more grounded right now. Excuse me. And anyway, it's sort of like, I think the moon was void of course this morning, and when the moon goes void of course, that just means that it's sort of like in between signs, and it's almost like it's like an energy of being out of time. And that's how I was feeling, like this energy of being out of time, like I was in the void, and inside of that void was everything. It was pure bliss. It was pure joy, and it was bringing me to my knees. I actually did have to sit down under a tree and just connect in with the energy of the tree so that I could feel, so that I could ground that energy here in the physical world. So anyway, that's sort of what happened today. And then those of you who know me, my brother passed away last year. He was the youngest of 5 siblings. So it's been a really transformative year. Being in that death portal is what I've been calling it, the portal of death. And, a lot of times when I'm out on these hikes, I'll have an awareness that he's with me. He had been to Arizona years and years ago, down in the Phoenix area, I think he spent like a month or 2 here, and he loved Arizona. So, I definitely know he visits me. And also, like, we're mile high up here, so I'm that much closer to heaven. Anyway, so him and I had a conversation this morning. So when I was up on Sugarloaf on the other side, we had a conversation, and we were talking about familial bloodlines, and just my family's bloodline in particular, and that we're healing a lot of that, and it was really beautiful. And I was thinking about the responsibility that I have here, as a being who's embodied in this physical vessel, that I have a responsibility, and I to do something. And it's I can feel and say that without pressure. and one of those responsibilities is to be in joy. You know, that I have that responsibility to myself. So those were just some of the messages that I was receiving this morning. So anyway, let's pull some tarot. It's just such a beautiful day again, and I'm so blessed to have this time to be able to spend out here, and so very thankful. And that, I think, is another part of the tears, is feeling so thankful for this life that I have. So giving thanks. All right, thank you, Spirit. Let's have a few cards for my friends and family for today. What are the messages, please? That one? Okay. Yeah, the Tower. So, you know, being freed, really. This is sudden revelations, sudden changes. You know, this is where we allow the divine to come in and help free us from the things that are holding us back, the patterns that are holding us back, the way of thinking that's holding us back, actual things in the physical that are holding us back, relationships that don't serve us, jobs that don't serve us, living situations that don't serve us, whatever that is. It's allowing it to fall. It's sudden. This is Pluto energy. So, you know, it's that energy of letting something go, of letting something just crumble. And it's scary. It can feel very scary because you're almost falling into that void, right? So there is a certain surrender that happens there, and that's divine intervention too. So whatever, you know, is happening in your life or is coming into your awareness. So many people, they're so afraid of the Tower. It's actually one of my favorite major arcanas in the deck because it frees us from the devil. And oftentimes the devil is within us, you know. So anyway, the Tower coming out straight away. Number 7, it's the 16th card, which breaks down to a 7. So passing spiritual tests, leveling up spiritually. I love that in this card, the Tower is purple, right? And there's sort of like the lightning bolts are purple, and then we see the eye there. So it is a nod to, you know, the crown chakra. That's also what the Tower represents, is like an opening of your crown chakra, your connection to spirit. And that is the other thing I was really feeling. Actually, last night, I was reading a book by Jen McCarty, and it's called Twin Flames in the Event. And a lot of times when I'm reading, it's taking me so long to read this book because I have to keep stopping because I go into like a spontaneous meditation with this book. It's really high level. And I did have a crown chakra meditation last night. So, and I forgot about it up until this very moment. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. All right, what else do we have? Oops. Okay, a couple cards just flew out. The 5 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. So in this energy, I'm feeling a sense of wanting to be held through this process. It's hard being alone. It's hard doing it alone. And this energy of wanting to be held during this process. And I'm pretty sure that the energy of 5 and 10 came out in a reading that I did just the other day. It was a starseed reading, and it was about where we feel lack versus where we feel like where we feel complete. So the 5 and the 10. So the energy of being halfway there, I want to say. But the 10 of Pentacles is where there is no lack. The 5 of Pentacles is where there is lack. So it is sort of like, I want to say, like reversing our mindset from feeling like we are not supposed to have everything that we want, that's being greedy or something, versus like being in total abundance and being able to leave a legacy. Like I was saying earlier, like I feel this sense of responsibility, but not coming from a place of having to prove something, or like having to live a life that isn't in alignment with who I am. And I feel like when we're living a life that is not in alignment with who we are, that's when ultimately we feel lack. No matter what we do, we'll never be satisfied. And the Tower coming in to be like, you know, the divine will come in eventually and free you from that, to get you back on your path. And here we see the dog. So it is also about being loyal to yourself, being loyal to, you know, your vision for yourself, you know, what you see as abundance, and how that changes throughout the course of your life, you know. So really nice energy. Yesterday we were talking about grapes in the Nine of Pentacles from a different deck, so there's also a nod to grapes up in the top corner here, and about like being fruitful and being nourished and really being provided for. Here there's also the energy of like the wise, the elder with the youth. And then coming out here with the Page of Swords, she is a youth. So I'm just really feeling into the energy of what this Page of Swords is representing. It's a female, which I really like, that we have the energy of the feminine coming in, and she's young. She's sort of like a maiden, and she is connecting with the divine here because her sword is pointed, you know, straight up in the air. So she's connecting with a higher truth, and she may be, and she's standing on top of a mountain. She's standing on top of a mountain. So she is connecting with the divine here, and she's looking down at, you know, perhaps the city underneath this mountain, and she's having a new perspective about that, you know. She's also looking back too, so it is a reflective energy, about looking back and maybe having a new truth about where we've been. So I'm not saying that you guys are going to have some kind of horrible Tower moment. That's not what the Tower represents to me. It's a total changing of perspective and an opening up to new levels of information, higher levels of information. And let's get a few more cards. That one. And we have another page. Yes. So I really like this. It's about like a new energy. It's about a fresh energy. It's about feeling renewed. It's about feeling really creative and inspired. So Aries energy, we've got air energy and fire energy, along with the energy of Pluto with the Tower. So transformation. Okay, 2 cards just fell out. Yes, 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 yes. The 8 of Pentacles and the Devil. So I'm just seeing this very clearly as working through the shadow. Not being afraid to like, not being afraid to look at it. Not being afraid to like, I don't know, like sort of take apart the shadow piece by piece. Work on it piece by piece. The energy of 8 is where we repeat over and over and over until we've perfected the thing. It's where the apprentice becomes the master. So the energy of repeating and really working on the shadow. It's about shadow work. And the divine is here to work with us because that Tower's there. So I feel like it's about sort of like letting spirit come in and do its job, and then there's us, like this is like spirit helping us, and then there's sort of us doing our part, right? Doing our part to really work on some of the fears, the blocks, what's blocking you from living this life that you want to live. Capricorn energy. the energy of the father too. So there's like father healing available. And that's one of the things. I'm sorry I keep moving around. I need to have like a little portable cushion or something, like a blow up cushion. So one of the revelations that I was having yesterday after my hike is that Thunder Mountain for me is like a father. And I've kind of like been thinking about this since I moved to West Sedona, is that Thunder Mountain's like a father. So the energy of the devil is Capricorn, it's Saturn, the patriarchy, the father energy, where a little different from the emperor, right? But where it's like it really makes you put in the work. It's the energy of the goat, right? You really have to put in the work here. And when you do put in the work, like you're rewarded. It's like blessings through hard work. It's blessings through, I want to say like clearing karma, and it doesn't mean that you've done something bad, but you know, we've had many lifetimes, and so we bring energy in with us into our current incarnation, and it's different for everybody. So really working on that and really putting in the work, making it a priority is what I'm hearing. Just making it a priority. Okay, let's get a few more. This might be a longer reading. Four of Cups, like this is the energy of meditation and contemplation here, and sort of like not taking these cups because you know that they're not right for you. Maybe these are cups that were handed to you or manifested through you from a shadowy place, and just getting into that energy of being still, taking a break, pausing, and within that energy, there's the hand of God that comes in. So when you're ready, you're going to take that cup, and that cup is from God. Okay. Okay, Judgment. Yes. Yes, 100%. So it's funny because when I was down on the trail and I was walking and having this experience, I was thinking about the energy of judgment. And one of the things that I was thinking about is awakening, because that is part of the message. One of the bigger messages of judgment is awakening. It's a wake-up call. It's where we are resurrected. It's where we receive a second chance. You can see, I believe those are lilies maybe, and there's skulls inside of all of them. So it has that death energy of Pluto. But the judgment is where we're resurrected. We're given a second chance. It's about forgiveness. It's about answering the call to be on your higher mission, to be on your soul's purpose, what you came here to do. And that there's layers to it. So you may have an awakening, and then you have another awakening, and then there's another awakening. It is an upward spiral, if you will. So it's about like these eights of repeating patterns, of repeating something so that we master it and learn the lesson. So in judgment, you are, you know, awakened, right? And then if you look at the upward spiral, it's like an upward vortex, so that when you come back around to something again, you know, maybe a year later, you come back as a different person. So maybe you're learning, you're moving through the same lesson, or you're moving through the same lesson, but you're different in that moment. So you're going to learn it differently, and you're going to approach it from a different viewpoint. So the energy of judgment, you know, this is the time to answer the call. Archangel Gabriel there, sounding the trumpet that not everybody will hear, and not everybody will answer that call. Not everybody will take this cup. Okay, not everybody will take the cup from God. Not everybody will work on the shadow. So let's get a few more cards. Really nice energy, you guys. Okay, so we got the Nine of Swords, and here's some of that shadow energy. And this card is so interesting to me because usually in the Nine of Swords, we see the swords. But here they're not swords. They're ghosts. They're the shadow. They're all of the voices that tell us that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve this, that we don't deserve that, that we did something wrong. So they're the voices within. It's that shadow energy. And coming out with that is the Six of Pentacles. So it's about having compassion for yourself. This is a card of charity. So it's about, giving to yourself, really taking the time to give to your own life. And it's also about, sorry, you guys, it's also about helping other people. So for some of you, maybe you're watching this and it's not resonating for you personally, but you know people who are going through this, right? You've maybe moved through some of this energy last year or 5 years ago, or it just doesn't apply to you, but it applies to other people in your life. And so if that's the case, then I really see you as being someone who can be like a mentor to them, or help them through this. It's also about your service work. This is Virgo energy here. So it's about 6th house is the house that Virgo rules, about your day-to-day activities, what you do daily. It's about your service to humanity in the physical world. So looking at how you can help other people. And that's something else that I wanted to talk about. It's so funny, all of these messages coming out, is being able to override some of these programs. So if we talk about like family healing, bloodline healing, perhaps some of this past life energy of the Eight of Pentacles, within your own family bloodline, people that you don't even know about, from way, way, way back that you don't even know who they are. You may have come in with some of that energy to clear, because you're on this spiritual path, you're, of awakening, you're that crown chakra, your connection to source. And so one of the things that I was thinking about is being in a state of joy, allowing ourselves to feel bliss when it comes, and actively working on that. Six of Pentacles, making that a priority to get balanced. You see, he has the scales in one hand, or she has the scales in one hand as she's giving to these people. Really allowing yourselves to work on your own joy, and how that joy sort of like overrides some of the lower programs that may be like in your DNA. It's like a rewrite. It's like not a Control-Alt-Delete, right? But it's like overriding some of those lower programs. So part of your shadow work, it looks different for everyone. Some people, will go to a shaman. They'll have energy clearing and healing. They'll do therapy, like whatever that looks like. And sometimes the shadow work can be as simple as allowing this energy of ascension and joy and bliss to like come in and overwrite the program within your DNA. And I think for everyone, it's sort of a combination of all of them. So that's really neat. It really, really is. It's a pretty cool energy. Six of Pentacles coming out. Your service work, what you're giving back to the world. Okay, the Emperor. Yeah, there's that father energy again that I was feeling, father healing. And just being in your own personal power and authority. This is a card of Aries. Number 4, about your foundations. This Emperor, he is the one who comes in with these 10 pentacles, This is his legacy. So he takes charge, he takes action. This Emperor is holding a crystal ball. So there's a nod to him also being connected to the divine. He's looking up. This Emperor is sort of like looking up, or maybe his head is just held high. So that's the other message, is about holding your head high. The reverse of this energy Okay, Spirit really wants you to hold your head up high and be in your authority. And that is also a part of overcoming this devil energy, is holding your head up high. So, all right, let's end with one last card for you guys, and then I'll do, uh, I'll do an oracle card. Okay, one last card, Spirit. Thank you so much. I want to take this one. Knight of Swords. Yeah, charge forward. The Knight of Swords is unafraid. You know, he's that knight that, look, he's protected. He has the armor of God with him. So the armor of God may be something that you can work with. If you look up the armor of God, it's a very simple thing that you can do. He's charging forward. It's Gemini energy, so air energy coming out. He speaks his truth, you know, and he can be like sort of aggressive about what he wants. So there is this energy of going for what you want, really and truly, like getting what you want, claiming your birthright. And let's see what was at the bottom of the deck. Sorry, I think, are they upside down now? Yeah, is the Empress. So Emperor and Empress. And then underneath that is the Eight of Cups. So it really is, you guys, about like leaving things behind that are not good for you, that don't serve you, where you don't feel satisfied, where you feel that there's lack in your life, emotional lack, lack of abundance, lack of anything, leaving it behind. Eight of Cups. And Emperor, Empress, you know, just coming into abundance, growing things within the physical, letting your life expand, letting your life grow. Emperor, Empress, divine counterparts. So it's a really lovely energy. And just being in that Knight of Swords energy of knowing that you're protected. Like I'm just feeling the message I got from this is you have the armor of God with you. So let's get one last message. We'll use Soul's Journey. And these are lesson cards. So let's see what the lesson is in all of this. We'll get maybe two of them. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. What are the messages for the collective? Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. That beautiful mandala there. So however that resonates for you. Empathy. So just, that's the Empress. She does have a lot of empathy, and the Emperor in his highest vibration, he has a lot of compassion for other people. And it's a really lovely energy. I love the colors here, the beautiful pinks and purples. So, and also, you know, having compassion for yourself, seeing things from a higher perspective. We've got the Page of Swords and we've got the Knight of Swords, but we don't have the King of Swords. So this week, whenever you're seeing this, this is a timeless reading, no timestamp on this, just seeing things from a higher perspective. And adversity. So this could be some of that tower energy or devil energy that you may be going through. It says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. And that's a hard pill to swallow. Some of us have to learn the hard way. It's interesting because I know that there are people who move through lessons in a much different way. Some people come here and they're able to learn lessons in a more gentle way. And some of us come in and we sort of agree to learn things a little bit harder, in a harder way. And I feel as though I'm one of those people. So I've had a lot of adversity in my life. And like I said, it's a hard pill to swallow that the challenges are the best way to learn. They are. However, that being said, we have to know when it's time to say, you know, I've graduated from that, and I graduate myself from that. I'm really working with Spirit to create a life that where things flow with grace and ease. So, and here we see a tower, but in this case, it's not falling. It has become a beacon of light. So that's another message, is that you are a beacon of light, and it's come through your adversity. And through a lot of your adversity, you have developed better skills of empathy, of empathizing with other people. And that is one of the beautiful things about growing through challenges, is that you do have that awakening over and over again, and each time it's sort of deeper, and each time it takes you deeper, and each time you have more layers of understanding, where you really can feel it all, because empathy is being able to feel it all, the empath, the healer, the psychic. So those of you who are watching this, it may not have been easy for you. This tower could have been something that happened 15 years ago, 17 years ago. So it's about reflecting upon that. And now, it's so amazing, you guys. Now it's become a beacon of light. So really interesting, really, really interesting. And at the bottom of the deck was death. So yeah, we start with Pluto energy, we end with Pluto energy. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. That's that portal I was talking about, and I love how it matches Sedona so well. You know, there is no ending. It's the Alpha and the Omega. It's the Aurora Boreas, the snake eating its own tail. No ending, no beginning. But in the physical world here, we feel endings. One of the things I talk about with my mother about the energy of death is that it feels so final. When we get into our human form, it's like it feels so final, and we just grieve together and cry together. And then we have our spiritual conversations, and we discuss about moments where we felt our loved one with us, visions, dreams, different things that happen, how our experiences are unique. So I'm not necessarily talking about someone in your life who has physically left their body, but I'm using it as an analogy because it's where my point of reference is right now. Death, it's like we, as humans, we can really cling to things, but there is an impermanence to everything. So whatever this means for you, the tower and death, endings, divine intervention, new beginnings, 2 pages. So to me, it's speaking about new beginnings around our thoughts, beliefs, ideas, new beginnings about our creativity, our passions, the action that we take out into the world, new ways that we can give back to other people, new ways that we can share our story, new ways that we can offer help to those who are in need. Wow, you guys, and this energy of wanting to be held, I really get it. So seeing where you have people that care about you and love you, feeling like we really want to be nurtured. So even if you're just allowing Mother Earth, Gaia, to nurture you, Father Sky, feel his energy, whatever that looks like for you. So I think that's going to do it. I went almost 33 minutes. I love you guys so much. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. Thank you for your comments, your likes, your subscribes, your shares. It really means the world to me. And I will see you all soon. I'm going to be working on some new content back at my house. It's finally warm enough for me to go into my garage studio. I have a beautiful table that's set up. It's already decorated for April and for May. So I'm going to be releasing some new content and providing you with some new information. We're all co-creating together. So please, if there's something that you'd like to see, make a suggestion. I would love to hear it. All right, you all, take care. Have a beautiful week. I will see you all soon.